He owns a company worth more than $10 billion. We're talking about Jimmy Pattison. B&M Bloomberg's John Ehrlichman sat down with the Canadian business magnate. Tells us more about his interview this morning. Good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
91 years young, still running the whole thing.
Isn't it incredible?
Yeah.
He's out there, he's checking his businesses. He gets in his pickup truck in the prairies to go talk to the different business owners. But one of the things that really surfaced in this interview, which we'll have this morning on B&M Bloomberg, is that this is a turning point for his empire. I mean, there are some businesses that a lot of people know that Jimmy Pattison owns, grocery stores, especially on the West Coast. Those billboards that say Pattison, Great Wolf Lodge for people who like to go to Niagara Falls. A lot of different businesses, but he also has exposure to old economy stuff like plastics and ties to the coal industry. And for the last couple of years, he's been trying to figure out this shift for the business because we know customers, end customers, they don't want to use plastic straws anymore. They want to drive more electric vehicles. So they are focusing on making that transition. But again, when you have 46,000 employees and basically an ecosystem around those jobs that impact so many families, how do you find the balancing act of moving away? It's actually very much tied to the story we've talked about in this country, the debate over people who want to see more change when it comes to climate change related activities, but also the reality of how many jobs in this country, for example, are tied to the energy industry.
It is fascinating that he is from a generation that wouldn't even have considered that when they are making business decisions. So it says a lot about him that he recognizes that his industries need to make a shift.
Yeah, well, one example is plastics packaging, which is a business they got into 25 years ago. And he says it very plainly. In retro, we wouldn't get into a business like that today, but back then, this wasn't a conversation that people were having. No. But I will say you're going to see a lot more businesses taking this on, not just for the governance reasons. I think the key issue here is consumers changing, right? Do you want to go to a restaurant today and get a foam cup or a plastic straw? So that shift is really him using his business savvy to say, we can't continue to run this company this way for the foreseeable future. And as big as it is, it's a private company, so he can make these bets for 5 or 10 or 15 years knowing where things are going.
You did the interview, right, John?
I did, yeah.
Okay, what stood out to you? When you meet somebody like that, what stood out to you?
Well, I've asked, I mean, you said he's 91. What propels someone to continue going? And he loves getting up every day. I mean, this is what he was literally born to do. He's gotten to know Warren Buffett over the years, too. I mean, these are people who have humble roots from Saskatoon. He opens this first car dealership in Vancouver and then builds this empire. I mean, it just somebody who wants to get up every day and keep going.
Pride of the West. Thank you so much, John. All right, you can follow this story and watch more of that interview today on B&M Bloomberg. Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.